What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I am voice only tonight here with Mike. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah,
Good to hear.
it's hot, but we're uh, we're carrying on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much for guys for tuning in with us tonight. We are very appreciative of all of you. If you want to hit that like button, that subscribe button, it would really help us out. We're trying to grow our channel. I think we're almost at 200 subs, so that's fantastic. Thank you to each and every one of you guys who subbed to our channel. It really means a lot to us. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a 2023 movie that is on Netflix right now called Hidden Strike, and it stars Jackie Chan, John Cena, and Pilu Asbayek. It's also directed by Scott Waugh and written by Arash Amel. And the synopsis for this movie is two ex-Special Forces soldiers must escort a group of civilians along Baghdad's, quote, highway of death to the safety of the Green Zone. Yeah, this movie just came out, I think like a couple weeks ago. It was on Netflix trending, I think yesterday or a couple days ago. So it's pretty fresh. I don't know if that means it's good or not, but it's certainly new. So that's what we're here to talk about today. If you have not seen this movie, this is your fair spoiler warning because it did just come out about a week ago. If you haven't seen the movie, we're going to be talking about details and we're going to be spoiling it. So if you do not want to hear anything further about the movie and want to go check it out for yourself, pause here and come back to us when you're done and let us know in the comments what you guys think as well. Really interested in your input. All right, I think that's the intro done. Mike, first
Yes.
impressions. What did you think of this beautiful movie?
The first thing I thought was, where the hell is Chris Tucker at?
I
First thought out of my
for
head.
real.
And then I thought, man, this is almost as good as when he was with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh man.
But then I thought, nah, we needed John Cena because you can't see me.
That's right. That's right.
We needed some new blood in there.
And his Mandarin is pretty good. So
Was it? I'm
I
gonna take your
mean,
word for it. I don't know what he was saying, so I can't judge.
I think he's like semi-fluent in Mandarin. So
Oh, okay. See.
mhm, yeah.
First impressions though, honest opinion, enjoyable. I kind of like some of the later tropes that they went with because that's always funny. Uh, it was decent though, decent action movie. Plenty of violence, not a whole lot of people getting shot and killed up the way I would prefer, but still pretty decent.
Fair enough. Yeah. A lot. I actually a surprisingly few amount of gunshot
Mm-hmm.
deaths. So I guess we should probably forward this, preface this as well that this is a Chinese movie studio that made
Oh
this.
yeah.
So there might be reasons as to why gun death isn't as pronounced as maybe an American film would be.
I
Um,
didn't think of that, but that makes sense now that you said it.
yeah, yeah. They do things a little bit differently over there. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the second Chinese movie that we have reviewed with Jackie Chan in it, and I have to say, just starting off, I'm kind of miss old Jackie Chan. It bums me out that he's gotten so old, even though he still looks great. Um,
You
you
can
can
tell
tell
he
that
slowed down.
yeah, you could tell that he's not the quickest guy anymore, and that kind of
Yeah,
makes me sad because I want him to be Rush Hour Jackie forever. So
forever.
yeah, but yeah, first impressions for me was yeah, this movie isn't that great. It's honestly, if you want to watch a Jackie Chan movie, there's probably about 8 other great ones that you could watch.
Hmm.
I don't know if I could even put this in a category of a good Jackie Chan movie. I think this probably is closer to what the hell was that? Iron Mask or whatever that we watched.
I don't recall the name of it. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Yeah,
Yeah, not as this one isn't as hokey as that one is. There's some decentness to it, but it's
that's a good
also
word.
it is hokey. But yeah, there's some decentness to it. It's not like awful, awful. But very reliant on things like green screen, very
Mm-hmm.
sort of cheap, on the cheaper side, visual effects. And unfortunately, you're dealing with a slower Jackie Chan here, so the fighting scenes aren't as entertaining as Jackie's scenes used to be. Although they did try, I could see that they were trying to do some of his signature slapstick kung fu, but
Mm-hmm.
it just didn't hit as hard as his older stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even really want to get into too much of the movie, if I'm being honest. But this all centers around an extraction. Um, they're the Chinese. There's a Chinese company in Iraq that is running an oil refinery, and Jackie Chan's character is named Dragon Liu, and his job is to extract all of the people in the oil refinery to the safe zone, because the refinery keeps getting attacked by pirates, and I'm assuming local people too, but we never see them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have John Cena's character, who is who's just a guy in Iraq that has apparently adopted a whole village and is the protector of the village.
Hey, you gotta have every good culture needs a savior from another culture.
Yeah.
Last Samurai.
There you go. Yeah. So he's in this Iraqi village, and he's sort of the protector, and this village is starting to get low on water because all the evil corporations have diverted the water away from the village. And the only way that he can save this village is by going to the company that sort of runs the irrigation and bribing them with $100,000. This necessitates his need to do one last job. That whole trope.
Mm-hmm.
One more job and then we're out, as his brother told him. But things go awry, obviously, in the one last job, and they never really work out the way they're supposed to. And so worlds collide when Jackie Chan's military officer is escorting the scientists and civilians out of the refinery through this corridor called what is it called? The Highway of Death?
Yeah.
That's very illustrative.
Right.
They couldn't have made it a little bit more poetic, I guess. It just had to be very literal. But the Highway of Death is just exactly what you think it'd be. It's a highway of death, apparently.
Couldn't be the highway to the danger zone, huh?
I mean, that would have been a lot better, for sure.
I mean,
you got to get some jets in there too. That would have been even better. But yeah, so they're escorting all of these people on the Highway of Death in 11 armored buses, and we find out that this area is dangerous because there's mines, and then an Arabic kid with holding a glass in the air. What was that supposed to signify? Like the fact that they're
I was trying to figure that out. Right. I wasn't so sure about that either, because he was just standing there kind of waving it like this is a signal of some kind, or you just thirsty? Was you looking for the waiter in the middle of the desert?
After a whole bunch of mines just exploded too. He's just just hanging out with an empty beer mug. That I guess he's signaling. I don't think he's signaling to anybody, but maybe he was.
I mean, that's the only thing that made sense to me. It was that he was trying to signal somebody. But I mean, the explosions already happened, so your guess is as good as mine.
Maybe it was just he was thirsty. Maybe it was that Jackie Chan needed to understand why John Cena was about to do what he did.
Yeah, even the premise of this movie is kind of
it's dumb.
I was gonna say shaky at best.
It's shaky at best, certainly. So the one last job that John Cena is sort of roped into, his brother is a pirate, I guess.
Basically.
They work for a corporation and sort of do all of their wet work or heist work.
Right.
Is that what we're supposed to believe?
Yeah.
Okay. And the brother of John Cena convinces him, the one last job thing, plus the old lady in the village who's kind of like the grandma or something like that.
You need money.
Yes, yeah. It's like, how are we going to get this $100,000? And John Cena's like, don't worry about it. I'll figure something out.
Right.
That something out is that him and his brother and his brother's team need to go and intercept the caravan in order to get the lead scientist from the refinery, basically kidnap the lead scientist from the refinery.
Because she's a war criminal and a bad person, is what they tell him.
Right. That's right. Under the premises that she's some sort of war criminal, but of course she's not, because can't.
She's a little old lady.
She's just a little old lady who who has all the passwords.
Right.
So, for reasons unexplained to anybody or any of the viewers, a wild sandstorm appears and envelops the caravan. I mean, even Jackie Chan said it was weird, but we never figure out how the sandstorm came to be. He even says
they explained it.
Oh, did they? What did they say?
Yeah. Remember when after the heist, when he's in the helicopter, they're flying over and they see the truck with the jet engine on the back of it.
Oh,
they aimed it at the sand into the canyon, but it's only when they're in the canyon.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Yes, because they do need to introduce the truck with a jet engine on top of it.
I thought it was a cement mixer at first.
I did too. I thought it was a cement truck.
Right. But it had a jet engine on the back of it,
which comes in handy in the end of the movie. Trust me. Don't worry about it, guys. You're gonna. It's not the last you're gonna see of that jet engine.
Right.
So apparently, also the sandstorm blocks the communications of the caravan, so the buses aren't able to communicate to each other.
No, I think they had a jamming system on those little buggies.
Maybe, yeah, maybe that.
I don't know if they really fleshed that all the way out, but that was kind of the impression I got.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to sort of infer that that's what happened, that they were jamming the signal while in the sandstorm. And this is where the exfiltration happens. John Cena and his crew do an elaborate sort of heist where they harpoon gun one of the buses, and then attach the buggy to it, and then use like a makeshift ladder to climb to the top of the bus, and then did something to the harpoon so that the buggy would snap around and hit the front of the bus.
Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense either.
No, it certainly did.
I mean, I couldn't figure that part out.
I thought Fast and the Furious was liberal with their physics.
Man. You know what? I'm going to say that was right out of some Fast and the Furious stuff right there.
It felt a lot like it, to be honest. It really did. Yeah. And, maybe that's a nod to the John Cena thing, too, because he's in that now, right?
Yeah. No, he's not in. He's not. They just added, what's his name? Aquaman.
Oh, Momoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So John Cena's crew is able to commandeer 2 of the buses, one with the top scientist on it. They also took another one as a diversion, I guess. Although we never see the second bus. I don't know where they took that.
Well, no, they did. They had one bus had the doctor in it, and the other bus was a distraction, just to keep them going in 2 different directions. They said.
Right. And then so they extract everybody off the bus after they get away from the caravan, and then they put them on the buggies, and they're gonna take the hostages over to the contractor, the person who paid for the job.
Mm-hmm.
But not after a hunt down from Dragon Lou, because he's not one to be trifled with. He goes after the missing hostages, and a helicopter fight and some buggy fights happen. One of the buggies has a minigun on it that has quite a sophisticated targeting system.
Oh, hey, correction. John Cena is in the Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh, yeah.
I figured number 9. I didn't realize that because I don't watch that terrible. I don't.
No, I don't either. Yeah. I just know that they're just adding more and more to their roster.
Right. It's up to 15, I think.
Yeah, and you just have to be like overly muscular, and I think you're in those movies now.
Man,
Yeah.
even the ladies are a little muscular and swole.
Oh yeah, everybody's on steroids in those movies.
Dang.
So Dragon Lou is trying to hunt down the hostages now. He's sort of and I guess I should also mention that Dragon Lou's daughter is there for some reason.
Well, you know why.
Well, maybe just to have the sort of the Luke or the Owen Wilson moment in Shanghai Nights or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I never saw that one either.
Oh yeah, Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights are great.
Okay.
Yeah, they're funny and stupid, but yeah. So I guess his daughter is there in the caravan. They have trouble because Jackie Chan is an absentee father, and his daughter doesn't forgive him for that. But John Cena's people are able to deliver the hostages to the contractor, and that's when we find out that the contractor is Pilu. What's his name in the movie? Owen. Yes, Owen. Yeah.
His name is Pilu?
Yeah, the guy from
yeah, I know, from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. And
a few other things.
Run, Sweetheart, Run.
Yeah. Oh, that was him too.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good though.
Yeah. So he's the guy that set this all up, and under the guise that it was some sort of terrorist they were picking up, but it's not really a terrorist. Owen wants to kidnap this scientist so that they can go back to the refinery since it's now abandoned, and run the oil reserves to shipping boats off the coast so that he can sell it and make maybe a few $1 million.
Yeah. No, it's probably going to be more than that because they're talking about millions of barrels of oil. We're talking about probably like a whole government's worth of oil shipments.
Well, I mean, it depends on which economy we're talking about because, you know, only a few years ago, a barrel of oil was like -$10. So it must be this current economy we're in price of a barrel of oil is about $150 maybe. So yeah, I guess you're getting like 150 million out of it. That's not bad. That's a tidy sum.
Yeah.
So that's his grand plan, is that he wants to take over the oil refinery and take the oil for himself so that he can sell it. This doesn't sit well with John Cena. Owen kind of tries to convince John Cena to continue the rest of the mission because it's not over yet. John Cena refuses. His brother tries to convince him, but John Cena leaves. And then Pilu promptly shoots the brother for talking back to him, I think, or failing him. I don't know how he failed.
He said he failed him, but I didn't understand exactly how he failed because they got the lady. They got everything they were supposed to.
They did everything.
Initially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that either. I'm right there with you on that one.
No. He just gets unceremoniously shot for failing Owen, although we don't really know what he failed him in. Right. But don't worry about it. John Cena is totally not bothered by the death of his brother anyways.
You noticed that?
It's like
they
didn't even know each other. Yeah.
Dang.
His only words to him when he finds his body is a "see you on the other side, bro." It's like, what?
Right. It's not even like a tear or
not even one. You couldn't even put some Visine in your eyes for that scene. Come on.
Maybe I want to say that was part of a comedy like bit, but that's not funny.
It wasn't.
I mean, it is in reflection, but come on.
Now, in the moment, it comes off very.
He was sadder about talking about his dad being killed.
Right. I think
he was put more emotion in that. That was years.
Yeah, I think it was sadder about not getting $100,000. To be honest.
Yeah.
So John Cena goes back to the village to play some baseball with all of the orphans because that's what he does. I guess he just takes care of orphans in this village.
Are they orphans?
They say that they're orphans. At least
there's a lot of dudes around when they can't. Never mind. We'll get to
that. Well, yeah, exactly right.
looked like a whole city.
It was a lot of people. And Jackie Chan follows John Cena to this village because he sees him on his way from the drop-off point, and they confront each other. And this is kind of the better part of the movie, is the dynamic between Jackie Chan and John Cena. But that's just because Jackie Chan has good chemistry with everybody. So
Everybody.
yeah, like he really just does like all of the work in this, and John Cena sort of plays the straight man, but also a bit of a goofball himself. But I did like when they were they were trying to talk to each other, but also playing catch at the same time.
Right.
That was kind of a chuckle. I got a soft chuckle out of that one.
There was a few soft chuckles in there, like, haha, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Nothing hilarious, but
Right.
some decent jokes. So let's see. Then they go to John leaves the village to go, quote unquote, get the money because his brother was supposed to return at 6 p.m., but he doesn't return. And Jackie Chan follows, and they both get to this. I don't even know what it was. It's like some warehouse or something like that.
It was a satellite bunker.
Right, the satellite bunker where the French were, or something like that. Right. And this is where John Cena finds his dead brother, and says, "See you on the other side, bro," and then is over it quite quickly.
Right. Just like some dude he knew.
Yeah, exactly. This is where let's see, Jackie Chan confronts John Cena again. They have a tussle, and it's all kind of a misunderstanding because Jackie Chan thinks that John Cena is the one that killed his caravan, the people in his caravan, but he didn't do anything. Right. And so they have this sort of I guess you would say talk fight where they try to explain each other's sides while fighting each other, and come to the conclusion that they're on the same side at this point. They both need to team up to get after Owen, and so that's what they do. They team up and get after Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some other stuff happens. Some other stuff happens too in the middle of that, like they
they get back to the village.
Yes, they get back to the
Jackie
village.
Jackie introduces his daughter to Chris, which is John Cena's character.
Yes.
And John Cena proceeds to instantly put his foot in his mouth by talking about how she has a nice butt.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She's all hot, and I'm like, he's okay.
He's been in the desert too long.
Oh yeah, right. Everybody else is covered up, so he's not used to seeing nobody with a face.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, maybe that's what it was, but yes, he definitely does make an ass of himself to Jackie Chan. They kind of have this little thing for the orphans where they do some funny stuff. Jackie Chan acts like a monkey, which he likes to do.
Yeah, that's one of his
many times
favorite tropes for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in meantime, the bad guy, Mr. Owen, he shoots a couple of the hostages that they take to get the professor to give up the passcode and the dongle.
The dongle.
I was like, what the hell do they mean by dongle?
Like a flash drive.
Well, yeah, I know that. I realize that now, but it's like, why would you say dongle instead of flash drive?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that's what a dongle was?
I think that's the technical term for it too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? You might be right. You're smarter than me.
I don't know about that, but I think I think it's supposed to be like a token that you add, like adds another level of security to something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, while he's killing them and then killing the hostages to get her to do that, she reveals that they need to go to. They need the dongle and the password from her satchel, which Jackie Chan's daughter has. So he sends all his cronies after her, and to locate it, because she didn't know where it was, they used her cell phone and they tracked it because they have all this super high tech technology that the government has access to that average people don't have access to, besides guns and buggies with miniguns on them.
Yeah, I think it's funny that they were just like so casual about tracking the phone, because that's another aspect to the Chinese society that's a little bit different than America. You can't really track somebody's phone without a warrant here, but you can
Right.
do it, and you can do it at whim over there. So,
I assume you can do it in other countries on an easy whim because they don't have actual rights.
right, true, fair enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have rights. We have rights.
Hey man, hey
Oh,
man,
funny.
it's about as good as it's gonna get.
Right.
Yeah, so they descend upon the village and are able to recover the password in the dongle after a bit of fighting with John Cena and
Pointless fighting, I
Jackie
think.
Chan. Yeah, definitely pointless fighting because they needed to get that stuff anyway, so it was going to happen.
Right.
Um,
And then
hmm,
all the villagers come out with their AKs and surround the bad guys after these pointless stealth takedowns that killed no one.
right. Yeah. Yes, and then you think to yourself, why do they need John Cena then? If
Right.
everybody's strapped like this,
Man, everybody came out with AKs and pitchforks and everything else.
RPGs.
Right. What is he
Yeah,
protecting exactly? Because clearly, as a Muslim country, I would assume they take care of the children.
yeah, of course.
Because I think that's haram not to.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then everybody's strapped up. So I mean, when these dudes invade the society with the people that live there just not paying attention, you don't hear people creeping through your yard.
I
Well, I
guess
guess they don't
maybe
have
it's
yards.
that John Cena has had experience with these mercenary groups, and so he knows, the danger of them or whatever. Maybe
Hey,
they don't really
okay,
tell us very much about that. So,
right. You know he's secret. He's special ops. Him and his
right.
dad and his brother. We find out about that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the brother, the dad is killed in the highway of death a few years prior to the movie on a mission that John Cena had begged him to take part in, and that's why that's all the background history we really get on him. I don't think we
Well,
get
it's
too much.
John Cena's fault then.
Hey, you
This whole
can't see
thing,
him.
you can't. That's true. And now he can't see his father because of his own decision.
Oh, burn.
Yes. Yeah. So, what else? What else? They get the satchel and the dongle, and so then they start working on diverting all of the oil from the refinery to the
Mm-hmm.
shipping container ships that are already ready on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie Chan and John Cena decide that they have to make one last effort. They're going to storm the refinery and try to take down Owen in order to stop all of this because reasons, I guess.
You know, I will say this about that part of the movie when we get to the refinery when she
Mm,
tells them don't use guns, that made sense. So what did they
right.
proceed to do just a few moments later? They're shooting up the control room. And I'm like, does this make sense?
Is this flammable?
I mean, I know you're in the control room, but bullets go through walls.
Yeah, I would still probably refrain from shooting if you could.
Man, that reminds me of a joke that me and my cousin used to have when we were playing video games when I was younger.
Mm.
Please don't shoot off guns next to the thermonuclear devices.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
would you do that?
It's not a good call. We're asking for a meltdown.
Right.
So John Cena and Jackie Chan decide they're storming the refinery. I guess Jackie Chan wants to recover the scientists. That's his main mission. I think
Right.
John Cena wants to stop Owen more than anything else.
Well, he did kill his brother.
Right.
He
Yes.
pretended to care about.
Yes.
Sort
So
of.
he needs to be. Yes, he needs his vengeance. So that's when they take the jet powered turbine cement truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they storm the gate.
Yes.
It runs through cinder block walls, which I thought was amazing.
Oh yeah. All you need to do is weld a jet turbine to the top of your truck, and that's don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's gonna go right through concrete barricades. Like, really?
Yeah.
Really? You have to suspend all disbelief for that part.
every ounce of it, to be honest.
'Cause
Well,
if you,
maybe going even a little bit further when he's on the side of the jet truck while it's
we haven't
going.
even got to that
I
yet.
know, right? So they storm the refinery, and this is when they start doing their. I mean, they crash right into it, which makes Owen instantly see that they're there. So they weren't as stealthy as they probably could have been.
Right.
So they go on to do some boss fighting, right? They fight some of the grunts, and then there's the what's his name?
Knox.
Scribblehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Knox. Yes.
Right. What do they call him? The hanging duck.
Oh yeah. Frozen Peking duck.
Right.
Yeah. So they have a boss battle with him. John Cena and Jackie Chan fight this dude, and it's all right. It's okay.
The fight scenes are decent.
Yeah, the fight scenes aren't anything to write home about. Jackie Chan's a little bit slower, but John Cena, man, is so stiff. I mean, like he's like
he's just
watching
he's
Frankenstein fight. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a tank. He's just supposed to be able to take damage, smash through everything, while Jackie Chan is more of a he's a DPS.
He's like a rogue.
You know.
Yeah.
He can do all this damage real quick and then move around and, you know, hit from all different angles, where John Cena
he's a stealth build.
Mungo smash.
Yeah, exactly.
Mungo bash.
He really is in this movie, just like so clunky with his movements.
I mean, that's his whole point, though. I mean, he's just there to be, you know, beefcake, smash up everything. He's the Hulk right. Smash. And that's it.
Yeah. So they have this boss battle with Knox, and Owen is able to escape because he's already started the transfer of the oil, so everything is good. He just needs to get out of there and get to the coast so that he can make his getaway.
Right.
Let's see. John Cena. Jackie Chan takes over the fight with Knox, and John Cena goes after Owen in the tiny Land Rover that May, Jackie Chan's daughter, drives to them. Pulls up. Susie, yes, pulls up in as the villains are leaving.
Right, and they just drive right past each other. Exactly. Like, hey, I see her.
Like, why didn't you shoot her?
Right.
Like, you see another car coming towards you. Why would you ever let them pass?
Right, and it's not like it's a stealthy car. It's bright blue in the desert background.
Yeah,
so you know clearly something ain't right.
I don't even think it's a 4-cylinder. I think it's like a 2-cylinder, to be honest. That thing is so slow.
And this is where my favorite trope in the whole movie starts.
Oh man, they laid into it so heavy. I was shocked how heavy they leaned into that. My God.
You know what? I kind of was too. But because the company who made this, you can't get mad.
No, you can't. What we're referring to is that May is driving this Land Rover, and it's like an antique Land Rover. It's probably from looks like it's from the 50s or something like that.
I thought it was a Bronco, to be fair.
No, it was a Land Rover. It does look like a Bronco, though. Yeah, like a smaller Bronco.
Yeah.
And she's driving it, and this is John Cena's baby. He named it Susie, and he allows her to drive. I don't know why.
Big mistake.
Huge mistake, because as she flips a U-turn, she immediately hits one of the scrap cars that's on the side of the road.
And knocks off one of the hubcaps.
Yeah. And then continues to grind all of the gears as she's switching, because it's a manual.
Setting the transmission's loose, and he's just like having a heart attack while she's doing it. Just destroying the car.
Just beating it up, and actually literally destroys the car, because as they're in a chase, Pilu's in one of those dune buggies that actually moves pretty fast, but they're able to catch up to them.
Off-road, by the way.
Off-road, right. Yeah, exactly. And they're somehow able to catch up to him, and they're going through this furious chase, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's this giant jump that
for no reason.
for no reason. There's a big jump that the dune buggy, you could tell in the take that they left in, that dune buggy did not make it.
No, it did not.
Because you can see as soon as it lands nose first.
Right.
And then it hard cuts away to them driving away in the dune buggy as if it didn't just crash.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I saw the dune buggy hit, I was like, "Oh, they about to mash this truck up."
Yeah.
She's about to continue this trope, and it's gonna go bad. And I was not disappointed.
No,
it
you
was
weren't.
bad.
Yes, because John Cena's like, "Hey, look out! There's a big jump in our way for some reason,"
And she's like, "I'll make it."
Yeah, trust me.
What? No.
That's like an aim for the bushes moment.
Aim for the bushes. Aim for the bushes.
There goes my hero.
Watch him as we fail.
Yep.
Fail bad.
Terribly. So the Land Rover eats shit. It lands nose first and then
Just
flips a few times.
Lost both of the back wheels.
Yep.
Ends up on the back, and he's just like, "What the hell?" He's like, And then Jackie Chan, this is what I didn't really get. Jackie Chan finishes the fight with Knox.
Yes.
Which was
a soap fight.
It was okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They had a bubble bath fight.
Yes, they did.
It got slippery and splish splash. They was taking a bath.
Yeah, they had soap beards and everything.
Right. He kept throwing soap in his eyes just to throw him off his. Anyway, he finishes the fight. He leaves. He catches up to them moments after they crash. I mean, moments.
Yes.
In the jetpack, the jet engine truck.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, why didn't they just take the jet engine truck?
I don't know, so that they could wreck another one of John Cena's trucks, I guess.
Like Man, you can't see me.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I mean, really, that was the only reason they did that.
I mean, it's a good thing there's only one road in and one road out from everywhere in this place.
In the whole country, there's only one road.
Right. Apparently, because he just went straight down the same road and just caught up almost instantly.
Yeah.
And there was no I gotta figure out where they at or how to get to them or any of that. They just like on the side of the road, which made no sense. Because why are they off-roading on this big jump when the road is right there?
It didn't make it just because the buggy just because the buggy did it. That's it.
Right. The road was not even 30 yards away.
Pretty much, yeah.
Come on. You have to suspend belief in some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, I would say probably about 50% of this you have to suspend your belief on. Yeah, so they all jump into the jet engine truck. Well, no, I'm sorry. John Cena hangs on the side of the jet engine truck as
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What did they do?
Because the jet engine truck had to get rammed into the gas tankers that he was on the caravan with, that he, I guess, caught up to. Because once they crashed the truck,
oh yeah, that's right. That gigantic domino explosion of all the
gas tankers. Right. Yes. So we have to get to that part, and I think they used the jet engine on the back of the truck to catch up for some reason. Because
yes, and
reasons.
Yes, they intercept the gas tankers, literally T-boning the first gas tanker,
and no one's dead.
No, and then somehow doing like a donut and then turning the turbine at the second gas tanker so that it like melted the guy driving.
Yeah,
something weird.
I didn't. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's not how physics works, but okay, I'm just gonna.
Hey, I mean, you got me.
Yeah,
you got me.
All for giant explosions. And this makes Owen very angry, and so he's still trying to escape to the coast, and now they've taken out the gas tankers. And then they just keep going after him?
Well, Owen, so one person we know for sure dies, and that was the guy who was in the dune buggy with him. He pulls him out, and then he takes off down the road some more. They decide they need to use the jet engine to catch up to him again, but it's leaking. So he ends up having to plug the jet engine fuel with these two. I don't know,
Tanker.
plugs.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
right. The
So
weird.
he has to hold them in place, I guess, and then they jet engine through, and so that's where John Cena ends up hanging onto the side.
Yes, but
And the
not
joke
not
is,
before they make the truck a sled.
right, I'm. It transforms.
It does transform.
It just doesn't talk and get up and have conversation. But the
Right.
truck transforms into a sled on the sand
Hmm.
and slides past down the road, picks up Owen Pilu
Yes.
and pins him to the front of the truck, and then they crash right as it
Right
right as
before
they
a
get
cliff.
to a cliff.
Yes.
Pilu is swung around to the side, crashes into a barricade. The truck goes over the edge. John Cena is clearly dead. However,
Yeah.
he's not dead.
Of course he's not.
Clearly, he's on the side of this thing. Jackie and his daughter jump out of the truck right as it's about to go down. I didn't realize it until after the fact because I was like, what the hell are they attached to? And then I realized they're attached to Pilu's
Buggy.
buggy somehow through some kind of magic cable that appeared out of thin air or something inside the cab. So they attach to that. The truck goes over the edge. They're saved by this cable. John Cena goes over the edge, dies, and turns into a zombie. I'm sorry, he didn't turn into a zombie, but
He just
truck
had
goes
he
over
had
the
an extra
edge.
life.
Right. He had a
Yeah.
one up.
He did.
The truck goes over the edge, explodes. Pilu's laughing like, ha ha ha, I made it. He starts the buggy up as they're hanging there, and then the buggy, for some reason, crumbles off the edge and falls, and he gets exploded. Jackie Chan detaches the cable that they're attached to that saved their life as they hit the ground right before the buggy goes over the edge, and then John Cena climbs up.
That's right. Yes. Yes. And then they share a joke about him dating his daughter.
Right. And then they're like, so how are we going to get out of here? What, you got a plan? He's like, yeah, I got a plan. Help.
Yes. They just yell help on the side of a cliff. I don't know who would be coming for them, but
hey, in the hot blazing sun of where they are,
Iraq.
good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Because who was even looking for them?
Nobody.
Right. Well, then again, Jackie's people, they have communication problems, but they reasons. I assume they find him because maybe he's got a tracking device in his skin. Because government. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's where the movie cuts to the end card, and then we get a little bit more with them at the village, and the well is overflowing with water, so we're to believe that the water is okay now.
It's not. It doesn't have oil in it at all. It's
no oil.
Drinkable.
Right. So they're in a paradise and having a water fight in the village, and then, pardon me,
Jackie tells him to stay away from his daughter again.
Yes. Stay away from my daughter. But hey, we're about to go on another mission. Do you want to come with us?
Right, because it didn't keep you away from your daughter and give you all this regret already. So hey, why not add the gringo?
Yeah,
why
exactly.
not?
Yeah,
you can't see him anyway.
Yeah, bring the white guy. He's good. All of that baiting for Hidden Strike 2, I'm sure.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Because, it's not Rush Hour or Shanghai anything.
Well, it's certainly not as funny as either of those. I mean, yeah. I'll watch all of the Rush Hours right now. And I know Rush Hour 3 sucks, but I'll still watch it.
Right. Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's great.
You get with Jackie and do some more. Do some more.
There was rumors that they were going to make a Rush Hour 4 at some point, but I don't know what happened with that.
Jackie wanted too much money, probably. You know how he is. No, Honestly, I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
I don't even know. I mean, he's still doing stuff. So good for him, man. Bless him. I'm
Yeah,
glad that he's still acting. He's in his 70s.
absolutely. Yeah, I think he's 69.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he's still kicking ass. So good for
right.
him. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the end of Hidden Strike. You got
Fantastic.
any final thoughts?
I think they could have. I guess because it's an action movie, you really don't have to flesh out all these inconsistencies that pop up. I guess you can just go with reasons and plot because it's an action movie. No one expects anything to be this grand opus to action and comedy. I don't know. I mean, as far as action movies go, it's okay. It's not like we said, it's not Rush Hour, it's not Shanghai. Um, both great movies by Jackie. I didn't see the Shanghai movies to be honest, so I'm going off your word on those.
Oh, you got to watch Shanghai Noon at least. That shit's so funny.
Yeah, because Owen Wilson's broken nose face is what I like to see in comedy.
Wow. Yeah.
I need to see right. I'd rather see him in what's his name do some modeling because that was funny.
Oh, Zoolander. Yeah.
There you go. I couldn't think of the name of it right. I'd rather see that, but
yeah,
I dig it. I found it to be somewhat entertaining because it's one of those movies where you can kind of chuckle at how bad it is, but it's not terrible. It's not like we're looking at a piece of just snacks. It's not snacks. It's not great, but it's not snacks. So to be fair, I give it probably about a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm around that too. This movie isn't honestly. If you go watch Rush Hour or Shanghai Noon or Rumble in the Bronx or The Drunken Master, those are all much better Jackie Chan movies.
Much better.
Way better. So if you're in
Drunken Master.
Yeah, if you're in it for Jackie Chan, just go see those movies because this isn't going to give you that fix that you want. But if you're in it for just kind of like a dumb action film that you don't mind that looks a little bit hokey and has obvious green screen everywhere, then yeah, you're gonna find this serviceable enough. I feel like it's a 4 for me. So I didn't find it offensive. I don't think it's terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but to me, it's just not that exceptional of an action movie. And so
was it the subtitles at the beginning?
No, it wasn't the subtitles. Although I'm glad that it didn't last that long.
Right.
Oh, that was gonna.
And then they didn't give you enough time to read all that stuff. To be fair.
No, they definitely didn't. But I guess it's to sort of cater to both the Chinese and the American audience. So,
right.
And it's likely that most of the Chinese audience knows English, so they didn't have any issues.
Right.
So I think it's about a 4, and with your 5, I think that'll probably bring us to a 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
I think that's good enough. It's good enough.
That makes sense to me.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for us. You're going to be picking for Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, so keep me posted for that. And
I got some ideas already.
Awesome. Or they're going to be good, you guys. Just wait. Just you wait.
I don't promise good.
Well, they'll be entertaining regardless.
Right.
So stay tuned with us for Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. We're here on Sunday and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. reviewing things on streaming, stuff that we like, stuff we don't like, stuff we recommend, stuff we definitely tell you to steer clear of. This one is somewhere in the middle, so roll the dice with this one. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you everybody for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It would really help us out. We're trying to grow our audience, and we can't do it without your help. Keelan will be back at the end of next week with us, so do not fear. He will be here to give us some finer points of the movies that we watch.
Absolutely.
And cool. I think that's it, man. Anything else? You got anything else before we
like and subscribe?
Please do. That would be great. Really appreciate all you out there. Again, for Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I'm Mike.
Good night.
Oh, don't forget to put up. Oh, you forgot to put up the thing.
Oh yeah, here you go. Check out these podcasts if you want. It's fun. I do this, but then again, like we haven't been contributing, so these are all just cataloged podcasts, except for Mike's. So go to King of Ilion on Twitch. He is regularly streaming, and he's got some good content. So make sure you hit that notification and that follow button on Twitch at King_of_Ilion. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night.
Take care, folks.